the ground and it will kill all sorts of plants. If you walk 100 people over a lava field, it will not damage it. So it's just a matter of trying to minimize all the infrastructure, and they're working really, really hard to do that. And they're a model. They really are doing well in many, many ways.
Well, I hope it will stay that way, because the UNESCO has declared the Galapagos as a World Heritage Site, but in 2007 they put the Galapagos on the list of the threatened World Heritage Sites because of the tourism that is taking over more and more and more. So everybody's praying that they at least will be able to keep it under control, and not everybody is as optimistic as far as the near future of the Galapagos is concerned.
Yeah.
Tourism can also be good, right? With the whales, for example. The whales can still, in the episode about the whales, the whale can stay in its breeding area, and the tourism makes money actually to.
Yeah, that's right.
For the or now it was like the money now goes to the tourism instead of their hunting for the whales, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually tourism can be very good.
I'm not preaching against tourism. I'm just saying that they have to make sure that the impact of tourism on Galapagos is not going to ruin forever the specific endemic character of many of the species living there.
Another question. Oh, it's a remark. It's a bit strange to hear Dirk say that too many people are visiting the Galapagos. He just returned from them and is now heading back.
That's what I said. I'm not going to be as hypocritical as saying nobody is going to be there. I'm only. We humans, we have this absolutely strange urge to expand everything we do. Economic growth is always the sort of big dogma, and that might even apply to Galapagos. There's lots of people who want to really turn it into a sort of an animal an animal wallaby or an animal bobbejaanland, just with attractions and using the animals as an attraction. These plans are there, and as long as there's people saying no, we're not going to do that, it's fine. I mean, I don't object to tourism into nature areas and in general, and Galapagos in particular. But I'm afraid they're not going to be able to keep it under control, not only for humans but for everything else that comes in with them, like the goats and the microbes and the mosquitoes that bring in diseases that the animals don't know, and that now even touching the Darwin finches is with some kind of avian influenza or pox or whatever it is. So there's going to be changes in these islands that they might not be able to deal with. So that's my worry.
It does need top-down restrictions or legislation or something.
We spoke to the vice director of the Darwin Institute, and he said that his main worry is that they will turn Galapagos into a kind of mass tourism thing, and he has a proposal for you have to pay $100 now to come in as a sort of a permission to enter the park. But he says we have to change that tax, that you pay more when you stay less, so do it the other way around, that you get rid of all the people who really don't want to see the Galapagos because of the Galapagos, but who want to see the Galapagos because they want to brag that they have been on the Galapagos, but they're not interested in iguanas or in evolution theory or whatever. So he says we have to discourage these people and to encourage people to stay longer in a sort of a more of an ecotourism kind of context, and then that's a way of controlling tourism. So that's the point of that's the kind of thinking I think that is needed to be able to control the problem that might be put in Galapagos by mass tourism.
I think there's a new type of tourism that's sort of recently hit Galapagos, where sort of, for example, a hen night. A group of girls from Quito will fly to Galapagos and spend 3 days there getting drunk and going to a nightclub.
It's their country.
It is their country, but equally there must be hundreds of different places in Ecuador that they can go and do that. Do they really need to come and do it in Galapagos?
That's a good question.
Last question then? Or
yes.
Maybe you have some. How important is the biogeography of MacArthur and Wilson for the study of the Galapagos? Do you know that?
The island biogeography theory, yes. About the further away the islands are from the continent.
But it's often used in the context of nature reserves. So that the island thing is Galapagos is not a very diverse area when you compare it, for example, to the Brazilian rainforest, because it's small and there's not many species there. The unique thing is that most of the species there are special.
A lot of them are
Only
endemic, yeah.
But the thing is that they use island biogeography to study the problem of nature reserves in, for example, Netherlands and Belgium. How small can a reserve be to still be able to house the largest animals, for example? So the island story is important for our conservation efforts as well, because nature in Belgium and the Netherlands, and probably also in England, I suppose, is becoming patchy. It's becoming an island story.
Fragmented.
And that's what they need the islands for, to see how can we deal with these small reserves. Do we have to connect them? When do we have to connect them? When are they becoming too small that it's useless to put money into trying and preserve them? And that's the interesting thing about the biogeography of McCartan and Wilson in the island context and the nature reserve context. So it's an important issue.
All right.
Okay
I
then.
think.
Well, let me thank Dirk Drouwlands, Sarah Darwin, Laura, for this conversation.
Well, thank you, Albert.
Okay. Merry Christmas for all of you. Bye bye.
Let's sing a song.